Okay guys, so we will be using these 5 colors as I mentioned. One will be white, ivory, oatmeal, tan and cappuccino. So we will start with our white color. So sometimes, yeah, it's good actually. See this little piece? Sometimes this little piece stuck to the yarn, and people are asking us, is it a bad yarn or yarn is falling off? No, this is just a little piece of string that holding yarn together when yarn is being dyed, okay? So you're supposed to just take it off and get rid of it, that's all. It doesn't affect the quality of your yarn. So what we will be doing, first of all, we will make a knot on the end. I always start with a knot that prevents the yarn from unraveling. Then cut it close to the knot, cut the tail. Mostly it will prevent yarn from unraveling when you're using it, and specifically when it's washed in a washing machine. So when you have the tail, made the knot on the tail, then place the yarn in front of you like that, and then make a loop by placing the working yarn on the top. So now you have this loop, insert in your hand, and then this yarn is going inside this loop. So this is our first stitch, and we will make it smaller by pulling working yarn down, and we will keep our stitch about 1.5, maybe 2 inches, 1.5, 2 inches, and now we will be making a chain of 21 stitches. So now you are holding this knot in your left hand like that, and your right hand is going inside the stitch, and then you're grabbing working yarn and pulling it out. So now you have 2 stitches. You're moving your left hand to this stitch, to the bottom of this stitch, inserting your right hand, grabbing working yarn, pulling it out. Moving your left hand again to the stitch. This way you will be kind of fixing the size of the stitch with your left hand. It will not be becoming too small, because stitches should be about the same size every time. So we will keep casting on this time, this way, until we have 21 stitches. See, I'm moving my left hand, holding the bottom of the stitch, and then my right hand is making the stitch. And this way we have this beautiful chain made very easily. This is the easiest way to cast on for hand knitting, and we're using the actually crocheting technique of casting on. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20 and 21. So we will need 21 stitches, guys, for this pattern. It will be about 35 inches wide, this blanket. If you want to make it wider, you will need to add 4 more stitches. So either 4 or 8 or 12 stitches, depending how big you want your blanket to be. We will be making 35, widths of 35. So now when we have this chain done, we are turning it on another side, flipping it on another side like that. So what we're doing now, this is our first stitch already. We're not knitting it, we're not doing anything to it. Now we will be using this middle parts of the stitches, not top, not bottom, the middle part. You can lift it with your left hand like that, and then you're inserting your right hand fingers, grabbing yarn and pulling it out. So this is our first stitch, see, the one that we pulled out. Now we will be doing the same. We will be lifting this middle knots in the middle and grab working yarn, pull it out. Lift the middle part of the stitch insert your right hand fingers, grab working yarn, pull it out. And we will now pull out the whole chain of 21 stitches, and after we've done that, we will start our pattern. Here we are. You see that this first stitch is usually a little bit looser than others, so you can pull it a little bit, make it smaller like that by pulling the yarn. So now when we have our first row pulled out, we will start our pattern, guys. So the first stitch we will knit. So insert your hem, grab working yarn and pull it out. So this is our first stitch, it's knitted. Now we will purl 3 stitches. For purling, your working yarn goes on the top of the stitch, then you're grabbing stitch with your left hand and you're pushing this yarn through the stitch, like that. That's our purl stitch. And now we're doing 2 more, because our pattern is 3 purled and 1 pulled knitting stitch. So for making this pulled knitting stitch, the working yarn goes on the back of the stitch, and you're just literally skipping knitting or purling the stitch. You're just leaving the working yarn behind it, and then you're moving and purling 3 next one. 1, 2, 3. Next, this 1 stitch again, we are placing our working yarn on the back of the stitch. You don't purl the stitch, you're just skipping it basically. And then we're purling 3 more. 1, 2, 3. And we will do it again. Working yarn goes on the back, and then we're purling 3 stitches. 1 on the back, and 1, 2, 3, and then this is the last stitch in this row. We are also purling it. See, the last stitch we always purl it. Okay, this way we will have this chain, because the last stitch will be purled, and then we will just skip it in the next row. So our next row, we're skipping this first stitch, this 3 purled, we are purling again. It will be a little bit different going from the right. You will be, I'm still using my left and right hand the same way, so I'm holding the stitch and I'm pushing the yarn through. If you're lefty, you will probably have it a little bit difficult to do. You will need to find a way to do it easier for you. So now we have this stitch that we missed or skipped in the first row. What we're doing now, we are knitting it, and because it's lower than the other stitches, we're pulling it a little bit higher. That's why it's called pulled. Now 3 purled, we are purling this 3. 1, 2, 3. We're back to the stitch that we skipped on the first row, and we are simply knitting it and pulling it a little bit higher, because it's covering basically 2 rows. And then do the same to the rest of the row, purling 3 and pulling out this stitch that we skipped in our first row. Here we are. This is our last stitch. This is last stitch we will be knitting. This way, you can see already that pattern started forming. We'll have this 1, 2, 3, 4 pulled knitted stitches in the middle, and on the sides we will have this beautiful chain, because all stitches will be skipped. All 4 stitches will be skipped. So what we will be doing now, we will be basically just following the pattern, the same pattern. When you're knitting from the left to the right, we're skipping first stitch, we're purling 3, and then when you're knitting from left to the right, you're just skipping this guy. You're just placing working yarn on the back and purling 3 and skipping this 1. The same way, just placing the working yarn on the back. When you are knitting from the right to the left, that's when you will be knitting this stitch and pulling it a little bit more than others, because it will be covering more space than if we knitted it. So here we are, 1 more row, and this is kind of tricky. You can find it tricky because if you are placing this last stitch like that, then you will need to purl it. But if you're placing it this way, then you literally need to knit it. See what's happening here? It's kind of tricky here. So, but anyway, this is our last stitch. Don't skip knitting the last stitch. Skip it when it's first. So now it's first, we are skipping it. And when we're going this direction, from the right to the left, we are purling 3 stitches, and we are knitting this skipped stitch from the first row or previous row. That's pretty much the whole pattern, and that's what I will be doing. And the fun part about this project that I'm using these 5 colors, and they are creating this beautiful ombre view of the blanket, and it's I find it really beautiful, this color combination. I think you should like it too. Anyway, so this is our last stitch. We are simply knitting it. Last stitches always need to be knitted and purled, and when it's first, then we are skipping it. So anyway, I will keep knitting until I use all white color, skipping first, purling 3, and then when I am done using white and it's time to connect next color, which will be ivory, I will come back and show you how I'm doing it, because there is a special way to do it. Okay guys, so we are almost done with our white, and you can see that it's not enough for the next row. So what we will do, we will cut this white yarn about 2 inches from the end, and then we will start using our ivory color. So we'll find the end here, over here, and okay, there are 2 ends now. Let's get rid of this guy. So now I usually connect the yarn with a simple knot. You can use any other way that works, whichever works for you. So simple knot, and then pulling gently yarn in both directions until you feel that it's not moving, and then cutting the yarn, these 2 little tails close to the knot. So this is our connection, and now we will start knitting our ivory color. So here's the trick, guys. If we start knitting the pattern as is, it's re-purled, I will show you. We will purl like that. What we will have? We will have this ivory color in the middle of the white. White in the middle, there is ivory. You can keep it this way, it will still be a beautiful blanket, but in order to not to have this ivory in the middle of the white, we will knit these 3 purled stitches only in this row when we're adding another color. So what we're doing, we're simply knitting, and then the next row we will go back to purling. See, there's no ivory in the middle of a white anymore. So the same way, yarn goes on the back of this one stitch, and here the 3 purled we will knit 1, 2, 3. Keep going the same way until you reach the end. Oops, this is knitted, sorry. 1, 2, 3 knitted, and on the back 3 knitted, 1 more, and 3 knitted. So you can see how beautiful this pattern looks already on just one piece. See how beautiful it is, this pulled ribbon stitch. And this is our last one, we are knitting it. So now we're going back and we will go back to our pattern. This needs to be purled. So we're purling, 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 and you can see that there is just a little ridge here that you will see. It will be where connection was, but I think it's much better than when you see that other color in between of the like ivory in between of white. And then on the back, that's how it will be. See, that's what we avoided. We avoided this other color sticking out in the middle of the new one. And one of our customers suggested it, and it was really a good idea. Before we were just purling and with those color in the middle. Anyway, so we are done here with this row, guys. Oops, and I made a mistake. Let's go back. Those all need to be knitted. So here, purl them in. All this knitted need to be purled because this is our pattern. See, need to be very attentive when you're doing it. See, those were knitted for just one row to connect the yarn. And now we're going back to purl. So don't make this mistake when you are knitting the blankie. Here we are. We are done connecting our yarn. So what we will be doing now, I will be just adding one color at a time the same way. So it was white, I added ivory, then when the whole skein is used, I will add oatmeal, then tan, and then cappuccino. And when all 5 colors are used, I will come back and I will show you how to finish the blanket or to cast off. Meanwhile, just keep the same pattern and make sure to connect the yarn the correct way. Anyway, I'll be back. Okay guys, so today I will show you the different way of casting off. For this casting off way, you will need to have the last row made much bigger. Stitches will be much bigger than usual. So you see, they will be like 1.5 size of the previous row. This way we will be able to finish our blanket or cast off in a different way that we're doing usually. It's pretty easy, so just make sure to make stitches of the last row big, like this. The bigger, the better. Now we're almost done here. Last 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, the last stitch. And now the working yarn is here, and we will start casting off from this side. Okay, so what we're doing here, 1 stitch is in your right hand, 1 is in the left, and left hand stitch goes inside the right, like that. Now take this stitch, go inside the one on the right side. So now we will just keep doing it this way until we are done with all our stitches. It's an easy way to cast off. Just make sure the stitches in the last row are pretty big, because if they will not be big, this top of the blanket will be really tight. So see, just one stitch from the left goes inside the one on the right. It's very simple technique, and it's another way to cast off. So now we are done. So this is the last stitch, it's going inside. Here we are, beautiful chain, still beautiful chain, last stitch, and we will insert the tail and pull it, and our blanket is finished. And now you can weave in this end of the blanket and hide it in between the stitches on the back, the way you want. Chenille yarn is very soft and fluffy, so you will not really see the where you hit it. So anyway, this is our blanket. It's all done and ready. Beautiful pattern, beautiful colors. You can find this yarn at BeCozi.net. Chunky Chenille yarn, BeCozi Chunky Chenille yarn. Stay warm and be cozy. Hey guys, Larissa with BeCozi.net is here. I would like to introduce you my second book. The second book, Hand Knitting 102, it was published on November 25, 2025, and it's available to purchase on our website BeCozi.net, BeCozi.com. It's also available on Amazon. It's also available on Amazon as a downloadable version if you want, a Kindle, and if you want the real book, it's available again on our website and on Amazon. In this book, I'm showing new patterns and a few old one patterns. It's as usual, it's very detailed, it's very easy to understand what I'm doing, very unique patterns where you can, those that you cannot find anywhere else. And again, this book is available. Go get it. And this is the best gift for yourself or your loved one.